Hello everyone, how are you all? It's me Abdul Hannan and you are watching my YouTube channel. And today we will talk about chapter number 3, Private, Public and Global Enterprise. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe my channel because this is the platform where we provide all the chapter explanations of O levels, A levels and CBSE business studies and accounting as well. But like nowadays we are only uploading the videos for accounting, CBSE, and later on we will try to upload the videos for O levels and E levels as well. So please be with me till the last of the video because this is the complete explanation of chapter number 3, CBSE class 11, and the chapter name is Private, Public and Global Enterprise. Let's start. So first of all, we see private sector and public sector. There are all kind of business organizations. Some are small and some are large. So industrial and trading, some are industrial sector, some are trading sector. Some are privately owned and some are government owned existing in our country. So in our country, we see that we have small organizations, we have large organizations, we have industries, we have trading platforms, we have like completely government owned organizations and completely private owned organizations. So we all these type of organizations we see in our country. These organizations affect our daily economic life and therefore become a part of Indian economy. The government of India has opted for a mixed economy where both private and government enterprises are allowed to operate. So normally what happens that in our country like Pakistan, India and Bangladesh, we have mixed economies. Mixed economies are where private and public limiters both are connected or both are there. The economy therefore may be classified into two sectors, for example, private sector and public sector. So we will see what is private sector. The private sector consists of business owned by individuals or a group of individuals. Various forms of organizations are sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu family, and cooperative society and the company. So all these are type of private organizations, okay, private sector businesses. These are owned and controlled by private individuals, remember. And public organizations are these are the organizations which are owned and controlled by the government, by the state. So here we can see public sector consists of various organizations owned and managed by the government. These organizations may either be partly or wholly owned by the central or state government. So these can be semi-government or these can be fully government. So these are all public organizations, public sector organization, and it is controlled by government, remember. Now forms of organizing public sector enterprises. Government's participation in business and economic sector of a country needs some kind of organizational framework to function. A public enterprise may take any particular form of organization depending upon the nature of its operations and the relationship with the government. The suitability of a particular form of organization would depend upon its requirements. The form of organization which a public enterprise may take are as follows. First of all, departmental undertakings, statutory corporations, government company. These are the three main enterprises which are prevailing in the public sector. We will see departmental undertakings. What are these? These enterprises are established as departments of ministry and are considered part or an extension of the ministry itself. The government function through these departments and the activities performed by them are an integral part of functioning of the government. So these are the enterprises which are responsible for taking actions for any processing anything they are doing that is for the government, like by the government for the general public, but it is directly under the control of government. These are departmental undertakings and these are departments of government, departments of ministry. Statutory corporations are public enterprises brought into existence by a special act of the parliament. The act defines its powers and functions, rules and regulations governing its employees and its relationship with the government departments. This is a corporate body created by legislature with defined powers and functions and financially independent with a clear control over a specified area or a particular type of commercial activity. So we can see that it is an enterprise which is responsible for defining all the powers, functions, rules and regulations governing its employees and its relationship with the government department, about their employees and about to deal with the government. These are also state owned and it is for the general public. Government company means any company in which not less than 51% of the paid up capital is held by the central government or by any state government or partly by central government and partly by one or more state governments are included in a company which is subsidiary company of such a government company. So this is very technical to understand that where 51% of the paid up capital is held by the central government, that is called public organization, public sector organization. For example, I am a private individual. I have 49% of the shares in any company, or I am the 49% ownership I have, and 51% ownership belongs to the government. It means that is a government company, not a private company. Now, changing role of public sector. At the time of independence, it was expected that the public sector enterprise would play an important role in achieving certain objectives of the economy, either by direct participation in business or by acting as a catalyst. The Indian economy is in a stage of transition. In the past 90s period, the new economic policies emphasized liberalization, privatization, and globalization. The role of the public sector was redefined. It was not supposed to play a passive role, but to actively participate and compete in the market with other private sector companies in the same industry. So here we can see that sometime what happens that whenever we are running some public organizations, we need to change it to the privatization, private organizations. Why? Private organizations are being controlled by the private individuals in a very efficient way. Their efficiency is good, their profitability is good because they work for the profit motive. Okay, that is why we need to change sometime public sector to private sector. Development of infrastructure. The process of industrialization cannot be sustained without adequate transportation and communication facilities, fuel and energy, and basic and heavy industries. It is only the government which could mobilize huge capital, coordinate industrial construction, and train technicians and workforce. So, development and infrastructure of public sector organization is always very big because they have a lot of funds and they can, you can say, bear all the expenses, all the big expenses because they have funds. So, that is called departmental infrastructure. Regional balance. The government is responsible for developing all regions and states in a balanced way and removing regional disparities. Development of backward regions so as to ensure a regional balance in the country is one of the major objectives of planned development. Therefore, the government had to locate new enterprise in backward areas and at the same time prevent the mushroomings mushrooming growth of private sector unit in already advanced areas. So regional balance is basically the government is responsible to maintain all the standards in every part of the country. Like for example, in India there is Delhi, there is Himachal area, there are a lot of villages. So if you see Delhi as compared to other villages, you will see that Delhi is more developed. Okay, and the other village areas they are not developed. So it is the responsibility of the government to provide equal facilities and services to all of the areas, to all of the regions of the country. This is called regional balance. Economies of scale, where large scale industries are required to be set up with huge capital outlay, the public sector had to step in to take advantage of economies of scale. What happens? The large industries, large profit. Okay, so there, for that, large capital is required. Private individuals, they don't have large capital initially. So government have a lot of reserves, funds. They have kind of a huge capital to pay to start the business. So they can help. Here, they play the role in setting up the large industries. that can also be helpful in increasing the economies of scale. Because of that profit, because of that outcome, your economic standard will rise. That is why the government always play the role in putting the capital in the large scale industries. Check over concentration of economic power. Check over concentration of economic power. The public sector act as a check over the private sector. In the private sector, there are very few industrial houses which would be willing to invest in heavy industries, with the result that wealth gets concentrated in a few hands and monopolistic practices are encouraged. So public sector act as a check over the private sector. In the private sector, there are very few industrial houses, okay, which could be willing to invest in heavy industries because it requires a lot of money. Private people, they have sometimes lack of money, but government have a lot of funds, so they would be like less willing to pay in the heavy industries. The result is wealth gets concentrated within few hands and monopolistic practices are encouraged. So sometime when, for example, I am the only one, I am taking part in investing in one of the, for example, take the example of electricity. I am the one company only who is providing facility for the electricity in India. What will happen that whatever the price I will say, everyone has to bear. But in UK, there are a lot of electrical companies. They are offering electricity facility service of electricity. So their competition is their price is stable. Where a monopoly is, their price is not stable. Import substitution. During the second and third 5 year plan period, India was aiming to be self reliant in many spheres. Public sector companies involved in heavy engineering, which would help in import substitution, substitution were established. So, import substitution is very important factor which we have to show in order to increase the standard of our economy. Why? Because the India was aiming to be self-reliant in many spheres, but public sector companies involved in heavy engineering, which would help in import substitution, were established. So whenever we want to increase uh, like uh, our for example, the people, the other countries, they should depend on us. For example, they want to become self-reliant in many spheres. What you need to do is you need to put a lot of money, and that money is being invested by the government, the state, and that is in the engineering. What they have done, heavy engineering, which would help to import substitutions, were established. So there they can see easily that when they are investing a lot of money in different spheres, the other countries, they are now bound to buy from our country. That is why India has done in many spheres, they became self-reliant because they want other countries to buy from them. So firstly, they have to put a lot of investment. After that, they will recover it by selling it to the different countries. Okay. Next part is memorandum of understanding. Improvements of performance through a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, system by which managements are to be granted greater autonomy but held accountable for specified results. It is called Memorandum of Understanding, where different managements are involved and they are granted a great autonomy, but they are accountable for the specified results. For example, if someone is giving me any task, I am accountable for that. I'm not accountable for everything. If I'm the part of any organization and any other manager is doing something wrong and I'm accountable for that, no. If I'm doing something wrong, I'm accountable for that. Global enterprise. In last 2 decades, multinational corporations have played an important role in the Indian economy. They are characterized by their huge size, large number of products, advanced technology, marketing strategy. Why they are famous? Because of their huge size. They are dealing in very large commodities, large organizations are there, large number of products are there, they have many products. Like if you go to Lulu, Panda, you will see a lot of stuff under one roof, a lot of products you will see. Advanced technology, marketing strategy, and network operations all over the world. Global enterprise thus are huge industrial organizations which extend their industrial and marketing operation through a network of their branches in several countries. So when your business is in more than one country and it has wide range of products, it has large number of functions, then it is called global enterprise. These corporations have distinct features which distinguish them from the other private sector companies, public sector companies and public sector enterprises. For example, huge capital resources is there, foreign collaboration is there. When you are dealing in public sector organization, foreign collaboration is of course is with you because you are dealing state to state. Advanced technology is being offered and being adopted because of the huge capital. Production innovation is always there. Marketing strategies are there. Expansion of market territory is there, and centralized control is there because centralized control is the government control. So here we can see because of the cooperation of the other countries, state like government and our government. So we are connected together, and if we are going global, we are making global enterprise, we are making multinational company. It can have a lot of benefits because we have capital, we have a lot of advanced technologies, and we have foreign collaboration, we have product innovation. So we will have good marketing strategies that will make a lot of good stuff, and we will gain the economies of scale. Then we have joint ventures. Joint venture basically is when two businesses join together and make a new business. For example, Toyota and BMW form, they join together to make a Lexus. We'll see joint ventures may mean many things depending upon the context we are using it in. But in a broader sense, a joint venture is the pooling of resources and expertise by two or more businesses to achieve a particular goal. The risk and reward of the business are also shared. The reason behind the joint venture often include business expansion, development of the new products, or moving into new markets, particularly in another country. Sometimes we make the joint venture for expansion, like we want to expand our business. Secondly, we want expansion because we want to offer some new products. Thirdly, we want to make joint venture because we want to work in another country. Because, for example, if you are working in India, you have business in India, you don't know how to do business in America. So first of all, what you will do, you will try to make a joint venture there with someone, then you will come to know about everything, and then after that, you will start your own business. Public private partnership. It is a relationship among public sector and sector for allocation and completion of development project. It is called public private partnership. So it is a relationship between public sector and private sector for the allocation and completion of the development project. Simple. We have a PPP model, public private partnership model. Feature of this is contract with the private party to design and build a public facility. First of all, first feature is this. Secondly, facility is financed and owned by the public sector. Third is key driver is the transfer of design and construction risk. These are the main three features of PPP model. Application, how you will apply that. Suited to capital projects with small operating requirements. Suited to capital projects where the public sector wishes to retain the operating responsibility. It is always suitable where capital projects with small operating requirements should be there. It is suitable to capital projects where the public sector wishes to retain the operating responsibility. It is always suitable there. Strength of this is transfer of design and construction risk is there. This is the strength of the PPP model. Then potential to accelerate project. You can accelerate the project of PPP model. It is the strength of that. Weakness is conflict between parties may arise on environmental considerations. So there can be problems in public-private partnership. Does not attract private finance easily. It does not attract private finance easily because it is a weakness of it, and as government have huge capitals, so it cannot be able to impress the private finance easily. Example is Kundi Manisar Expressway Limited. So Kundli Express Limited, in this 135-kilometer expressway, land has been provided by the government and service has been laid out by the company. So we can say that here in this example, land provided by the government and other surface of the land has been laid out by the company like private organization. So it is a collaboration of two, public and private. Both are involved there. For example, simple example is government is buying the house, or sorry, government is buying the land to make any departmental office. For example, they are going to make a central bank. Okay, so the building of the central bank was not being made by the public company. It was being made by the private company. You are giving contract to any other private organization. Okay, so this is how you can say that it was a PPP model. Public private partnership was there. Key term of this chapter is very important. This slide is very important. You have to watch it, because public sector, what is public sector? You must know it is owned by a state. Okay, public enterprises, statutory corporation, joint ventures, public-private partnerships, departmental undertakings, government companies, disinvestment, public accountability, privatization, globalization, global enterprise, public sector undertakings. All these terms you should know by the end of this chapter. If you go through the chapter and at the end you know all these terms, you know the definitions and concepts, small concepts of these terms, you are very much able to explain these things in the examination, in the questions. So it is very important for you to understand these all terms out of this chapter. So I think it's very clear. The whole chapter was discussed, explained, all the things I have shared with you, whatever the possible explanation was there. I have taken these slides from, I have made these slides from the book. Okay, it is being made by me. If you want these slides, you can do contact me. Inshallah, I will provide you these slides. And also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe my channel, because it is very useful for you. And I think very rare channels are there which are explaining all these things in the English category, in the English language. So stay connected for the more videos. Like, comment and share with your friends. Thank you. Stay blessed.